19, 20, 21. Problem 19. Y varies jointly as x and w and inversely as the square of z. Now don't let that scare you. Just translate it as you go. Y varies. That means you're going to put an equal and a k. Jointly as x and w. Jointly means you multiply those two together. And inversely means you divide as the square of z. Find the equation of variation when y equals 100, excuse me, x equals 2, w equals 4, and z equals 20. So I plug it in, and I'm trying to solve for k. So 2 times 4 is 8. 20 squared is 400. I multiply both sides by 400. I mean, you could reduce the 8 and the 400 and get a 50, but I'm just going to reduce at the end. So 400 times 100 is 40,000 equals 8k. I multiplied both sides by 400 to get rid of my fraction. Divide by 8. Divide by 8, and 5,000 equals k. So my equation, because it's a two-part problem, is 5,000 xw divided by z squared. So the first part of the problem said write an equation, so there's my equation. Then the second part of the problem said solve for y when x equals 1, w equals 5, and z equals 4. So I plug it in. 5,000 times 5 times 1 is 25,000. 4 squared is 16. So I need to know how many times will 16 go into 25,000. I grab my calculator because I don't feel like doing that one in my head. 25,000 divided by 16 is 1,562.5. And there were no units on any of those, so it's just a pure number. So y equals 1,562.5. Okay. Now we are to problem 20. Which is Ryan's problem. Okay, can you tell I'm missing you guys? Ryan's pay varies directly with how many bags of groceries he packs. So pay equals K. I'm using B for bags, which you can't see it because I'm up yonder. Okay. Pay varies directly as the bags. Okay. If his pay is $130 for 260 bags, divide both sides by 260, divide both sides by 260, that reduces to 1/2. I'm going to make that a decimal because we're talking about pay. So in other words, Ryan gets paid 50 cents a bag. Now I know this is made up because Ryan gets paid by the hour, but Ryan gets paid 50 cents a bag in my made up example. Then it says find his pay for 1,576 bags. So that's 1,576 times a half, which is going to be 880. Let's see. 2 goes into that. 2 goes into that 7 times. All right, Miss Woods is doing bad math today. Which with a remainder of 1, 2 goes into 17, 8. With a remainder of 1, 788. I don't even trust myself. 788. And that was money, so Ryan makes $788 if he bagged 1,576 bags, according to my made-up example. All right? And last out of this batch, number 21, this is Chayton and Josh's problem. Chayton and Josh get a job doing sound in an event. Their pay varies jointly, so pay, and anytime you hear the word varies, there's got to be a K, jointly as the number of people attending and the number of hours they work. So, you know what, I don't like this because I've got two P's and that might be confusing. So let's use money. The money they make varies jointly as the people and the hours. Okay? So money varies jointly as the people and the hours. Okay, they get paid $1,600, so that goes in the money, for an event with 400 people lasting 10 hours. So 400 times 10 is 4,000. Divide both sides by 4,000. Reduce this fraction. That'll reduce to 16 over 40, which will reduce to 2/5. And because I'm talking money, I'm going to turn that into a decimal. 2/5 is a decimal, is 40 cents. Okay? So money equals 40 cents people times hours. Okay? So there's my equation. Now it wants to know how much will they get paid if they have 600 people for 5 hours. Okay? 600 people for 5 hours. 0.4 times 5 times 600. Well, 5 times 600 is 3,000. And 3,000 times 0.4 is $1,200. So they will make $1,200 for this event. Okay. Any questions about that? If you have some questions, pick up your telephone and call me or text me. So that takes care of 19, 20, and 21.